We founded Ozone in late 2017. At the time, the founders, the three of us, were leading the development of the UK open banking standard for the open banking implementation entity, and we were also helping build out the ecosystem and grow the growth and adoption of open banking in the UK. But we saw how difficult it was for the banks. We saw how they were struggling to build their APIs in accordance with the UK standard. So we built the Ozone API as a software application, which was designed to help banks implement APIs that are 100% conformant initially to the UK standard. And since then, we've scaled out the API software so that it now supports most of the major standards for open banking around the world. What we saw is that banks were not only struggling on the software side, but they were struggling with the infrastructure, particularly the smaller to mid-tier banks. They were doing a mix of trying to build stuff internally themselves, using cloud-based software. And the clients that we had at the time we were providing either the software or we were providing a fully managed service where we would set up the Ozone API software and manage it in the cloud for our clients. And we still do that for a number of clients. So what we decided to do was take the expensive, complex elements of the infrastructure and build a multi-tenanted hub, which effectively gives banks the best of both worlds. So they get their own servers, their own instance of the Ozone API software on their own servers with their own endpoints, but all of the expensive bits of the infrastructure are shared across multiple banks in the hub. So things like the edge protection, firewall stuff, with advanced DDoS protection, things like cloud HSMs, all the infrastructure monitoring and alerting, all of that can be shared across multiple banks. So we've got that model up and running now in the UK for a number of smaller institutions, also up and running across Europe. And we're working with partners in North America, Latin America, the Middle East, to set up and run hubs together with those partners in multiple locations all over the world. There's a number of areas of complexity. I mean, the first thing is really creating a great developer experience. So this isn't just about having easy to understand documentation. It's also about making sure that developers understand which APIs the bank actually supports, how to onboard with the bank, having a proper sandbox that actually works, that's 100% aligned to the production APIs, so that developers can connect and build their applications against a bank's APIs initially without having to touch real live accounts. The second thing is the complexity to do with actually onboarding, and for a bank to manage how to understand and how to trust TPPs, third parties, how to know which third parties to let in and which to block, for example. And typically in different markets, that's done by integrating with market directories as well as various certificate authorities. So all of that is quite complex. And again, once we've done that once for a bank and built that into the Ozone API hub, it makes it very easy for multiple banks to utilize exactly the same software, exactly the same integrations with local directories in the market. And that enables third parties to automatically onboard without any manual steps and processes, and to do it in a way that's totally secure as well. Then I think there's the complexity of dealing with very fine-grained consent, doing that in a way that creates a good experience, but this time it's a good experience for the end customer, so that the way the customer grants consent and can view consent is managed in a way that's really simple and easy. But all of this ultimately is about being 100% compliant and conformant to the standard, the relevant standard. That's something that obviously third parties want, but also regulators are pretty keen on as well. So it's important to help banks not only meet their regulatory requirements, their compliance requirements, typically in very short timeframes, but also to do it in a way that works really well for the third parties. So what this means is we're building a platform that works for third parties, it works for regulators, and ultimately it works for the banks, because they can help retain and grow customers and turn this API channel, this open banking channel, into a profitable channel.